With the NAR lawsuit that was settled in August of 2024, there have been a few changes and new rules that have come about when you're buying and selling a home in regards to the real estate agent's compensation. So there are basically two big takeaways. First, a seller's agent used to list in the MLS what the seller was offering to pay the buyer's broker compensation. They can no longer do that. Now, a seller's agent cannot list in the MLS a buyer broker compensation. Second, before showing any homes, a buyer and a buyer's agent have to have a buyer broker compensation agreement signed. This is showing what the buyer's broker will be compensated if they close on a home. Instead of it being a given that the sellers would pay for the buyer's broker compensation, now we have to ask for it in the offer. It is still common practice that the seller is paying the buyer broker compensation, but they are not obligated to, in which case the buyer would be responsible for paying it. Of course, the seller would have to counter the offer if they were to change the compensation that was written in the offer so that you know what you're getting into before signing. However, if a seller is choosing not to pay the compensation, they can be expecting a lower offer because the buyers are going to have to make up for paying that. So at the end of the day, it's not really going to change that much of your actual payments, but it is definitely a factor that you have to navigate with your lender because it might change what you're wanting to put down for a down payment versus loan, depending on what your closing costs are going to be. So those are the two biggest practical changes that have come about from this lawsuit. Of course, I'm always here for your questions.